Drought, paddy fields turn dry. Presence of water detected in the Mooncheck Dam dedicated to the nation. People delighted. Running helter-skelter for drinking water. Floods, death toll on the rise. Complaints of collecting excess rates for drinking water. Supplied pollution, dead fish float in river, sand mining in rivers. Water level falls in wells, study report. These are some of the headlines in newspapers. Isn't it due to the great importance of water in daily life that newspapers are always flooded with news related to it? What do we use water for? Record them in the science diary. For drinking, for cooking food, for agriculture, for washing vessels. Can we use anything other than water for these purposes? Water is colorless, odorless and tasteless. What are the other properties of water? Making use of the pictures and table given below, discuss the properties of water and record them in the science diary. Do all substances dissolve in water? Properties of water. Situations in which use dissolves substances, for sweetening drinks, for washing clothes, flows, carried through pipes, carries heat, for cooking, has no definite shape, takes the shape of the container, can be collected in vessels of different shapes, exists in solid, liquid and gaseous states, can make put to using steam, soluble and insoluble substances. Examine the conversation between Hasib and Anand after stirring sugar and sand in water taken in separate glass tumblers. Hasib, the sugar that I put into the tumbler has disappeared. Anand, the sand that I put into the tumbler remains as such. Let us try the experiment done by Hasib and Anand. Take salt, sand, sugar, kerosene, coriander powder, potassium permanganate, sugar candy, chili powder, coconut oil, blue vitriol, hydrated copper sulfate, stone and glycerin in separate glass tumblers. Add water and stir each of them. Tabulate your observations. Solute, solvent, solution. A substance which dissolves is called solute and that in which the solute dissolves is called solvent. Solution is that which is formed when solute dissolves in a solvent. In sugar solution, sugar is the solute and water is the solvent. You have observed the dissolution of certain solids and liquids in water. Gases also dissolve in water to give solutions. Let us open a soda bottle. Don't you see gas bubbles rising up while opening a soda bottle? It is the carbon dioxide dissolved in water that comes up in the form of bubbles. If so, what is the solute in soda water? The oxygen dissolved in water is what fish and various other creatures living in water breathe. Complete the table writing separately the solute and solvent in each solution. Solution, solute, solvent, sugar solution, salt solution, soda water, potassium permanganate solution, copper, sulfate solution, salt, water. Expand the table adding other solutions. Universal solvent is it in water that most substances dissolve. Complete the table after doing the experiment. Solvent, solute, sugar, salt, blue vitriol, jaggery, sugar candy, potassium permanganate, water, coconut oil, kerosene, which is the liquid in which most substances dissolve. Do all water-soluble substances dissolve in other liquids? Water is a solvent which dissolves a large number of substances. Hence water is called the universal solvent. What are the benefits of water being a universal solvent? Let us discuss some other properties of water. Water level. Make an arrangement as shown in the figure. Cut 2 plastic bottles into equal size. Put a hole at the base of each of the bottles. Insert the ends of a mason pipe into each of the holes, closing them without leakage, using an adhesive. Add water to fill one bottle completely. What do you observe? Are the water levels in the 2 bottles the same? Remove some water from one of the bottles. Does the water level of the other bottle change now? What is the change observed in the level of water when some sand is put into one of the bottles? Now remove the sand in small quantities using a spoon. Observe the change in water level. Does the water level fall? Water maintains its level when groundwater is collected in large quantities for industrial and commercial purposes. It results in the depletion of water level. This leads to the fall of water level in wells in the neighborhood. Repeat this experiment after connecting 4 or 5 bottles together. Substances that sink and those which float. Mubashira is experimenting by putting a block of wood in water. You can see the block of wood floating. Do all substances float on water like this? Try the experiment putting some familiar objects in water. Write your observations in the science diary. Objects that float on water, objects that sink in water. You have now understood that several objects float on water. Have you come across any instance in which we make use of this property? Learning to swim holding on to a plantain stem? Carrying an article